this episode of Bullets, Barbells, and Barbecue. I'm your host, Brett. I got Matt here with me. I got Tanner, the head, and Chris, the artist, formerly known as Heavy C.
Yes. We just got to come up with a name for Brett, too.
The host.
Or an intro. Nah, the host. Come on.
We're going to do like some Q&A stuff, and we're talking about machines versus free weights, which is better, which is worse. And Matt has been training at Planet Fitness, where he's the strongest guy there.
It's so great.
Second
It's such
strongest.
a fucking ego trip. It's just you walk in there and you're like, Jesus, I'm just a god amongst these little mortals. It's fucking awesome.
Do they have some free donuts or something? What did they have at check-in?
Just a couple of fat
Tootsie
white
Rolls? No, I'm
Just a
talking
couple
like...
of fat white dudes. Matt being one of them.
Isn't it a thing they hand out like Tootsie Rolls?
So they have. I saw
They
a
have
sign.
pizza day and donut day.
Yeah, I saw a sign like some Monday, the second something Monday of the month is pizza night, and then one of the other mornings is like donut morning.
So you went both of those days.
That's why I joined. Yes, to go there.
So you went to Planet Fitness when you were in Philadelphia?
Yes, and it's been a long time since I used machines. It's been a long time since I did anything physical, let alone machines.
Since you worked out.
Since I worked out, right? Yeah.
Get physical.
Actually, I saw Matt in here like 2 weeks ago, like 3 times lifting. I'm like, are you okay?
Right? No, I'm not okay.
Like, this is odd.
But it kind of made me think about this. I think there's no like definitive answer, right? I think if you could just have something, some free weights are probably the best because you can do whatever you want.
Very versatile.
But like some of the machines for your body shape, your size, your height, whatever it is you're trying to do, like some of those machines are fucking great at hitting specific muscles. Like the side delt machine out here is fucking awesome. Like at least for me and how the seat sits and everything, like you can really get a heavy focus on just that muscle. So I think like machines have their purpose.
Yeah,
So,
for
like,
muscle isolation.
So don't just like shit on them and be like, oh, I'm not using machines. I'm only using barbells and stuff because that's man shit. No, those machines are legit. And if you use them right and don't try to ego lift, which probably applies to all of it, but like you can really get some good fucking work out of a machine.
Yeah, I think some of the best machines, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people share that opinion, is Hammer Strength that did a phenomenal job with their machines. The movement and motion of a Hammer Strength machine. Like we have that hammer, it's the machine, but their flat bench version. That motherfucker is hard.
Yeah.
Doing like weight, just like we have that standing press from Dynabody. The weight gets drastically heavy very fast on there. But it's like full isolation. You know, you're not going to move into a different pattern or a different range of motion. It's going to hold you there.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, a combination of both is the best. If you're going to stand up and do a squat or even do a free weight bench or deadlift, you're bracing and using a lot of other body parts. So you're getting a lot of core stability regardless. You're activating other muscle groups. While you're on a machine, you're only activating one.
Yeah, I think overall a barbell is going to give way more muscle activation and more work for your body because you're going to activate more muscles. So you're going to have more oxygen usage, more calorie burn overall. But like I said, a machine can very much pinpoint. Mm-hmm. Like, look how much better Chris could be if he didn't work out in just his basement and had a membership to the gym.
I knew this was coming.
If he had a membership
for it.
to the Mecca here at Omaha Barbell, if he had.
I personally think.
What do you have in your home gym?
I just have a squat rack.
Just a treadmill.
I have a cable.
He has a Bowflex.
Some jump strap bands.
A couple glute machines. Nice treadmill. No, I have a squat rack, a little bit of a cable that comes off of it. So I have like one cable attachment and just a bunch of free weights. I have up to like 80-pound dumbbells. That's it. And a glute ham developer. Have one of those. But yes, I think machines are great for if you just sit there and you don't have to think about nothing. You don't got to worry about your form. You don't have to worry about anything. You just get in there and you press. You can really get the mind-muscle connection going on if you don't ego lift, like Matt said. I know it's really cool to do the whole stack. You're like, oh, I did the whole stack. Did you see that?
But I think form is still important on there. Like if you look out, especially on the hammer strength, because you can like slouch in there. Like you can go onto the incline bench and just scoot your butt out or scoot your butt in on the flat bench, and you can change that angle from what it's supposed to be, and then you can feel like you're doing real man shit. But like you're not doing what that machine is supposed to do. And like you can still cheat on like the curl machines, and you can still do that. I think the machines help isolate, because if you sit in the machine and like you're touching all the pads that you're supposed to, you really just you hit that one spot, right? Like if you do like the preacher curl out here and you sit in there, right, like you should feel it almost exclusively in your biceps. You shouldn't feel like your front delt cranking up to lift through it. And so I think it's easier to isolate that individual muscle, but you can still obviously cheat. And
Well, our bodies are going to cheat. It's going to go with the easiest way possible.
your
I mean,
body will, mine won't.
They're literally, your bodies are basically like an electrical circuit.
Yeah.
The path of least resistance is going to get the most. I mean, there's a kid here who his knees touch when he squats. I don't know how they still survive, but
what's the nickname for him?
knock knees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was something. There was something before that. I thought it was.
yeah, that's kind of cleared up though a little bit.
Oh, has it? Okay.
That was a good pun there.
You know, he needs to fix it, but that's his strongest spot in his body. So it's going to pull the knees in because that's where it's strongest. He needs to fix it before he just blows his knee like clear fucking apart. But people don't listen to anything, so it's whatever. He's a nice kid, whatever. But like Matt said on the machines, you can't. It's the hardest part, I think, for machines is figuring out the settings.
Like the seat height and like the
Seat heights. And the only other thing is, the one thing, the credit I always give free weights, obviously, is weight is always weight. But machines, even within a Cybex line, you could go on two different chest press machines in Cybex, and the weights are completely different based on your pulleys, whether it's a cable, whether it's a belt. I mean, it
Do you guys
changes.
ever use those machines? I know Gold's had a lot of them, where like they had the 3 different ranges that you could go in, so you could have it like heavy in the middle, heavy at the beginning, heavy, moderate,
doesn't
light.
Prime Fitness do that now? They make all their stuff where you can like load like their plate loaded ones.
Yeah,
you can load
the
weight in 3 different
position,
sections.
yeah.
So because that's that's kind of where like bands came along with Westside, because he could keep tension through the whole strength curve, because everybody's stronger at the top of a squat than they are at the bottom of a squat. So you could increase the resistance, the accommodating resistance, to make it strong on the way up. And that's why if you look at like a lot of the on like the, especially like the belt, Cybex machines have a belt, those like half moon wheels are like different shapes. So it changes the resistance as you come up to keep the resistance. But just because you benched 300 pounds on a machine does not mean you can bench 300 pounds.
It doesn't?
But if you want to try, I'll be there. I'll watch.
Yeah, it's like when Tanner thought he could bench a whole bunch that one day.
But on the other side, free weights have been around
You got
for
a
a long
button that
time.
makes that exact
Which one is it?
I know, it's the S with sadness.
His laziness took over. He just did it with his mouth.
That button's so
Is that
far
like
away.
the tornado siren I sent you yesterday?
Yeah. But you know, using your mouth isn't always lazy for a lot of people. A lot of people are making money off that.
It's hard work.
That's how Matt blew out both his knees.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, machines have a very good place. I think especially for, which is why Planet Fitness has them, which is why, your $10 a month gyms
Yeah.
in your like any times.
So the Planet Fitness machines also have a timer that starts when you like do your first rep and a rep counter.
Oh, wow.
really?
That is
Right.
fucking lazy.
Fucking pinky up shit.
So no one has to put chalk lines on there? Oh, Dave Tate said that you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I saw that video and I almost texted Dave and was like, dude, stop fucking telling people to do that.
Do what? Use chalk lines as a counter?
Yeah, because people do it here and it fucking annoys me. Like, it's not yours. I'm going to write on your car with my key next time I walk by it.
That's a little more permanent.
Well,
you try to clean your chalk off a rubber mat and tell me it's not permanent.
yeah. Yeah, you know what's that old saying? If you don't solve the problem, someone else will solve it for you in a better way.
I saw Dave post that. I'm like, I almost sent it to you.
Oh, no, I saw it.
Maybe he listened.
Yeah, maybe. But what I'm saying with the machines, it's also, if you're new to the gym, machines are not intimidating like in the slightest bit.
Right.
For the most part. If you walk back, you see a squat rack or you see a combo rack or a monolift and you're just like, what? So when we set up the gym here, we have all the machines right by the front desk. The cardio equipment is also by the front desk, and that's actually all for a reason. Is if someone's intimidating, they can be up front by whoever's working the front desk, just so they don't feel intimidated or weird. And I learned that when I worked at 24 Hour Fitness, they had their what they call their express zone. It was their 24-minute workout. But it was right by the front. They come in, they could do their 24-minute workout, do cardio, and leave, and never have to venture into the actual workout area, if you want to call it. So if they were nervous and didn't know people, because the front desk person is always obligated to talk to whoever talks to them. So,
Is that why you're never at the front desk?
yes. If certain people are here, I know when to go away from the front desk.
Brad's hiding in the back.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I fell asleep a little bit yesterday.
T-shirts.
But yeah, it's a good way if you're new to a gym that we have our set up that way, so it's right in front of the front desk. So you don't have to walk around and ask. The front desk person, you can ask them, hey, how do I set this up? Or, hey, can you help me adjust this machine? Where should I feel this at? How should it be set up? Because some don't give very good instructions. Some do. That leg curl we have, we'll fucking tell where to set it based on how tall you are.
The seated one with the pin that Zach fixed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty handy. I wish more machines had that.
I really like that one.
I wish they had that based on height, because I think it would help a lot of people who don't know, who are new to the gym. Like, hey,
The seated hamstring curl?
the red one over here, not the
that
hammer.
one's freaking, yeah, that
Yeah.
one's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so I think it's good with the machines, because then it tells you. But once you figure out a machine, then you can write down your settings, and then you can come work those.
Yeah.
And then once you feel more confident in the gym, or maybe you meet people that are walking around, and I think it's a good intro into the gym.
Well, and I also think it's good for accessories. Like, machines are great for accessories. Like, you do your main lifts or do whatever, and then machines are quicker, so you can get more work in.
I like them because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
And you can just push the pin in there. and be gone.
Selectorize.
That's
Yeah.
That's another thing with CrossFit. Like, I always thought CrossFit gyms should have like some machines in there because they don't do any muscle isolation. There's none.
No, if you can't solve it with a clean and jerk or a snatch and a front squat, CrossFit isn't for you. Actually, that's like 90% of Olympic lifters. If you can't solve it with those movements,
But
it's
I'm
not
like,
meant to be solved.
instead of doing a bunch of kipping pull-ups because we can't do strict pull-ups, like how about we just get like a lat pull-down machine and see if we
Right,
can
like
work
a
on our
keeping
strength?
pull-up is a skill builder. Like
It's
the
a
lat
skill.
pull-down is like your strength builder.
Yeah.
Dude, I still say one of the simplest, most underutilized machines in any gym, if they have it, is a 45-degree back extension. You can get so strong on a 45-degree back extension, but I think people think it's like a joke because like every gym's had them for like years. And I've fixed so many people's like low back problems just by doing those body weight, weighted, pauses, glute only, stuff like that. But for such a simple machine, I think it is severely underused and underrated because it's just, what's...
Right, you look at it, you're like, well, there's no weight on it. It's like,
And you
what
can do
is
them also like Chris has the glute ham raise. You can do them on there, and it's fucking tremendously harder on a glute ham raise because that parallel to the floor is fucking hard.
it? Yeah.
But yeah, any stuff you can do to isolate the lower back, especially because people, I think it's gotten better, but they associate like some kind of low back pain as automatically your back's hurt. No, you just need to strengthen it, like with those back extensions, or as you go along, then you can do other RDLs, good mornings, whatever you're doing, deadlifts.
Did you see that girl who posted? She had like scoliosis, and like I think she was raised by a single father over in like the UK, and she posted a deadlift video, and she ended up breaking a world record. Like, she didn't even know, but she had scoliosis. Her dad was like, "Well, if your back's going to be fucked, we're going to make it strong." So turn it into a power lifter and like
That's what mine is. Mine's fucked.
That's
but
his secret power.
yeah, it's not like what was his name? Lamar Gant. That black dude that had the super crazy
Forrest?
scoliosis.
Forrest had a crooked back, like a question mark.
Forrest.
Gump.
Okay. But yeah, no, he
Forrest
lifted.
deadlift.
But that Lamar.
He
was it
ran.
Gant? Was it Gant? But he lifted like the same time, like when like Westside was real dominant. Those
Yeah.
guys, and that guy had a monster deadlift, and he was like so bad. Like his one shoulder was like 3-4 inches lower than the other one.
Yeah.
Let's see what his
Yeah.
name was.
On the machine thing, the other piece I would, looking back at that is like, if you're doing the chest press and you don't feel it in your pecs, like you're doing something wrong.
Well, like I tell people whenever you're lifting, and if you have a machine that says it's the little part that's colored,
Right.
like focus on that part. If you're doing a lat pull down, like you can lower the weight and you can actually just do like an air lat pull down and feel it
Yeah.
in your back if you're doing it right.
Right.
So just focus on the area that it's supposed to target,
Yeah.
and lift with that.
Yep.
Because your body, like you said, like it's going to do the easiest way possible. If your shoulders are stronger, it's going to start with that. Wherever you're stronger at, it's
Yep.
going to start with that instead of where you're actually.
Yep.
Lamar Gant deadlifted 634 at 123 with a massive scoliosis.
123 kilos.
123 pounds.
Oh.
That's freaking 5 times body weight.
Yeah, and his back makes like a fucking like a letter K. Yeah, at 123, 634
Good Lord.
Jesus.
That is 5 times body weight.
with a mass scoliosis.
I wonder how many machines he used. He's probably really into the machines.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, the sad part with machines though is there's some really good machines that have gone away over the years and like just haven't come back.
I think well,
Like
like,
what?
Like a
free weights
glute
have been
bridge
around for a
machine?
long time, so everybody uses free weights. But the machines have their place.
Yeah, like Matt, some of the old chain
Like
drive
the hammer
stuff,
jammer?
the jammers you can still find everywhere for cheap.
Because they were like sold in
fucking
Nebraska and Nebraska only.
Yeah.
I tried to get like a chain drive pullover machine like Dorian Yates used in Blood and Guts,
Ooh.
and they'd already sold to somebody else. Me and Justin were so sad.
Yeah.
I even offered to pay her more, and she was like, "No, I already sold it." I was like, "Fuck." But yeah, some of those
Who'd
old
you
like,
sell it to?
yeah, I know, right? Somebody in Des Moines, but, well, it's kind of like there's another gym in Omaha that they have a ridiculous amount of equipment that they've been compiling over fucking like 30 years. And I hear of other gyms that are going to try to compete with them, and I was like, you're never going to fucking do it because,
You're going to go broke trying.
Right.
yeah, first you're going to go broke trying, but some of that stuff they have, you're never going to find again. Just like they might make another, like we have an Icarian incline machine, which I bought that thing like sight unseen from a guy, but it's one of the best incline machines I've been on. Somebody else might make another incline machine, but it's not going to feel the same
Right.
that Icarian machine does. And I don't know why they can't replicate some of these.
What was the Good Morning one? Was that the back attack or like the pit shark? Not pit shark.
Back attack,
right?
yeah, that Sornex
Yeah.
made, yeah.
That your Good Morning machine out here is awesome.
Yeah, and that's just pieced together from like 2 pieces of Titan equipment
Yeah.
that we constructed together. Yeah, some of those where you can really isolate, and if you can force, it's a great teaching tool because you can force someone into the right position on an exercise. Like Matt said, if you're not feeling on a chest press machine in the right way, well, you're probably are either have your arms flared way too far out, or you're shrugging up on your shoulders and you're just eating it into your shoulders. So it's easier to teach someone that's in a very rigid way where they can't change what they're doing with it. But like I said, free weights, obviously, I think there's more overall benefit to what you're doing just because of what you get out of the free weights. And a home gym, like if you have a home gym, like don't even fucking... I got my first lying hamstring curl machine here because a guy bought it for his house and didn't measure to see if it fit in his fucking basement.
That's why I don't have any machines in my home gym. It's all free weights
Yeah.
because they're so big.
They're so
big.
versatile.
Like,
But
legit, the only machine that I ever really considered purchasing is a belt squat, but like the power rack belt squat, like you have out there,
oh, yeah.
would be like the only thing that I would consider really purchasing for
I
the
bought
house.
a belt squat attachment for a rig that actually works pretty well.
Yeah. And like I said, they're making things more and more, especially I think during COVID and after that, they try to make more and more home gym pieces.
Well, when people started putting rigs in their house, like you can just put all kinds of attachments
Yeah.
on those.
And then selling the rig shortly after that.
Yeah.
I was really surprised the lack of equipment that hit the market after the old COVID stuff. Like everyone bought everything that was out there, and then I don't know if they just kept
Yeah, I think
it.
it's probably just there's clothes hanging on it.
Probably.
It's weird that they make the arms on a treadmill like a perfect size for a hanger to fit on.
Yeah.
by
That's what we
design.
joked. Like we were always with the moving company. We always just called them the clothes dryer. I'm like, hey, where do you want your clothes dryer? And they're
Yeah.
like, what? And I'm like, your fucking treadmill. Let's go to your laundry on it.
Yeah, that's like a lot of people's pool tables. Where do you want your fucking storage table to go?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about? Yeah, you know.
You know.
You know what I'm talking about. If you could get one machine for your house, Chris, what would you get?
A gym membership.
Oh, man, he got you.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Like a single machine, or like I can just go on Rogue and like I want to pick that package.
No, I think a single machine. Because a package on Rogue is all rig based.
Yeah.
I think
That is a really good question. I don't know.
like the double cable machine, I think would be the one.
Does a Smith machine count?
Why would you want a Smith machine?
That would be the one that I would want.
You wouldn't
I
want
feel-
you wouldn't want like a functional
Turn his
trainer.
mic off.
You want
Yeah.
you don't
No,
want you
I
don't want
think
that
I
cable
want a-
cross. You want like a functional trainer. You're talking about like two
No,
cables.
like the cable, well, like the cable crossover.
Like the big tower with the
I think
thing.
it's something that's.
But that's what I'm saying. If you got the functional trainers, those are just more compact for a
Yeah.
house. and it works as a cable crossover.
Yeah.
Also.
So something
Yeah,
like
I would
that.
probably spend the money like was it Free Motion? They're like what, $3,000 maybe or $4,000 for
Yeah.
those.
I already
functionals?
have one cable attachment, so
Yeah, but that's
it
only
came
one
with-
peck at a time.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Actually, one pack at a time.
I can see that.
Yeah. Tanner can see it from the back of his wife's truck. He can see it. That'd be the one piece of equipment Tanner would get, a truck. Hey, Nicole, I bought a piece of equipment. Can you bring the truck so I can get it?
You know what? I have put so many things in that Explorer that probably shouldn't be in there because I'm just a little stubborn about it. It's a great car though.
You should
You
get a
can
truck.
fuck off.
You should get a truck.
I can fit 6 people in there.
I can fit.
7.
I can fit a lot of
7.
people in my truck too. I bet.
Yeah.
Legally. I can give them all seatbelts.
Back in my day, you don't have to have a seatbelt to ride in the back of the truck. You could just ride back
Need a
there.
couple hay bales.
Yeah. Seats? You mean hay bales? No, we just sat on the wheel well.
My dad had an El Camino and we were safe because he had a topper on it.
Well, it should be.
So that way when it rolls, you stay inside the vehicle.
Yeah, it's like family wagon, basically. Yeah.
Or the family wagon where you put the thing down and you just all sat around the little thing, the circle in back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You figure out a piece of equipment? You think?
No, I'm stumped on it. Can't roll with anything. What
I
would
can't believe you
yours be?
said Smith machine.
I have.
I
One.
would.
Right?
I think the Smith machine is very versatile for all kinds of things that you
For
can do with
what?
it. For anything that you can do
hanging
with it.
sweaters.
Range of motion, your range of motion is constant if you get it where you want it, so you don't have to worry about
Turn his microphone off.
anything that you gotta worry about your incline press. You gotta worry about where it's going, anything like that. I think the Smith machine is more versatile.
I
than
hate the
anything.
Smith machine.
Yeah,
I think I don't know
it's
if you would,
underutilized.
I don't know if you would call it a machine, but I would buy a combo rack for my house. So then you have your squat and deadlift, your squat and bench all in one.
You can just do that on a rig.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I didn't ask which one you would fucking get yet, Tanner. We
No,
haven't
but
made
you
it
can
there
do
yet.
pull-ups on a rig and you can do freaking...
And you know what? I bet that Smith machine would fit in the back of your Explorer easier than a fucking rig would. But I think a combo rack, or some kind of like cable machine.
Well-
I think because you could, and Matt's pretty crafty. You can build a belt squat to hook into a cable machine. Our very first belt squat we ever had was just a wood platform with a cable that ran through it, so you could hook into like a low row on something. So it gives you some versatility. So I would probably go like a Free Motion functional trainer with the arms that move on it.
No.
That'd probably be mine.
If it's completely not, I wouldn't put this machine in my basement, but if I had like everything, like that bench out there with the arms, the adjustable one, is it the Titan one? No, Elite FTS
Elite
one.
FTS one?
I love that bench. I freaking love it, but it's pretty much, you can only do like one thing on it.
Yeah, just bench. So I have the
It's
Rogue.
not a machine; it's a bench.
I have the
Arms
Rogue
on it.
version of that at my house.
I mean, you can just fuck off right now, Chris.
And the Rogue one,
I can move the arms. Look,
the Rogue one doesn't
I
have
can pin press and I can floor press on it. It's more
the-
diverse than your fucking Smith machine.
the
I
Rogue
can do
one.
a squat in one plane.
you guys see this cool bench I got? It's just I know it's a bench, but it's got machine-like quality.
Well, I mean, technically, it's called the Smith machine, but there's really nothing like super mechanical about it.
Shut up, Brett. We're talking about Tanner right now. Okay.
You have a machine that sticks you in the spot.
So the Rogue one I have at home, it doesn't have the top bar on it, but it's their half rack bench. And Amber can also squat out of it. I've made it so the bench flips up,
Yeah.
and then she can squat out of it as well.
There you go.
So, which you could also. You just have to like kind of good morning the bar out,
Yeah.
but you can squat out of that one also because it doesn't have the top on it. It does help. What about you, Matt?
I would go
The
with
belt squat?
yes, the belt squat, but with like the one you have out here with the towers on.
That was some little aftermarket work we did on
Yep.
that.
Get something like that, at least for my needs and capabilities. Like that would be money. Plus, I think it's a phenomenal tool to continue to work on lower body strength and power. That like you don't have to put a lot of tax on your back, right? It saves that, and there's a lot of people that could benefit from it.
I think that cable one from Elite and Westside, who makes them, is way harder than the Titan one, or I know Matt Winnie makes one. It's just way harder. When that cable pulls you down, it basically like pulls your fucking life out of your body at
Yeah.
the same time. And the problem with the Titan one is most people cheat it because they just hold on to the handlebar because they've been at the shit that we had to weld it so you couldn't break it again. Not
Yeah.
you, but couldn't be broken again because they just pull their body up on it.
Right.
And somebody was talking to me about it the other day about they wanted to use the belt squat because they were going to use the bar to push up on because they were going to do a Hatfield squat. Don't get me wrong. Fred Hatfield was obviously like a monstrously strong human. But, he does the squat with the safety squat bar and he holds onto the handles. Just use less weight.
Right.
And they were like, well, you think it takes that much off? I go over and weigh yourself and then put your fingers against the wall as hard as you can and push your hand down. Your weight will go down on the scale.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, really?
Right.
I'm like, yes, that's how you cheat a weigh-in.
Yeah.
Also, if you're wondering, put your hand on the table next to the
Right.
fucking
Like, I think there's
scale.
I like the handle that comes out just because for my lack of mobility, for me to have my arms out in front of me and with a little bit of stability, it helps my range of motion exponentially. Like as soon as my hands come back and my back starts to tighten up, my mobility almost gets cut in half and the ability to like effectively get down in the hole. So I dig that, but to your point, like I'm not using it to pull myself up. It's so that my fat ass doesn't just like topple forward.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that just even the minimal amount of contact of your hand, any pressure at all, does lighten the load of whatever you're doing.
Right. It gives you that stability. So now you don't have to worry about front to back really. You're just up and down.
Yeah.
But that would be the machine that I would get with the belt attachment on there. Because like we did some super heavy fucking deadlifts out of that thing one time.
Yeah.
And it's super cool, but I like the ability to have the racks in the front and the back. So if you wanted to put like a bar up and you wanted to like pick something to try to squat with and stuff, it just
And the box squat attachment we added to it. From Elite also we just
Yeah.
added the rack stuff later on.
yep.
So Tanner, what would you get?
Probably, I told you that cable crossover machine.
No.
Oh, like a full size cable crossover.
Yeah. I mean, if I could have any space. Yeah, but it's the most
are-
diverse.
The Elite
Or the
FTS bench
freaking
was very taken.
the bench machine, not a machine.
Somebody else had the bench.
Yeah.
Was there any other questions that you wanted to go over?
Whatever Smith machine.
Oh, when asked if we'd ever be a 24-hour gym.
Yes, that was the other one.
No.
No.
I want anybody who thinks that they would be okay with sending their wife or girlfriend or effeminate boyfriend to a gym at midnight by themselves, how they would feel about that. I don't know if anybody saw, was it 2-3 months ago? Where
Yeah.
that girl went to that apartment gym and somebody just held the door for the guy because thought he was in there and he tried to fucking rape her.
She opened the door for the guy, actually. She held the door for him.
Oh, was it? And
Yeah.
then he tried to rape her. She fucking fought him off. But,
Because she trains.
yeah. But I'm just saying, yeah, I just don't. I don't. We at Omaha Barbell are only closed for fucking 7 hours a day.
Right.
If you can't find a time to work out in the other 17 hours of the day, then I can't fucking help you, and you don't really care to train that much anyway. But it's just not. There's so many factors in my head that aren't worth it because I think of all scumbaggy things like somebody taking a shit on the floor, leaving like dude. I had a friend in high school. I say friend loosely. Went to fucking Subway after like a football game and his dad was a plumber. He took the fucking trap off the sink and turned the water on and walked out. But now granted they were open. Imagine if someone did that here.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
people are just fucking.
And people don't think about this too. What would you do if you walked into a 24-hour gym and there was just somebody dead laying at the end of the treadmill just getting their face fucking rubbed off because they've been laying there for 4 hours? Because
Check their pockets.
Yeah. People like there's cameras, but there's not somebody watching those cameras all the time. They're more of a review system.
Right.
So, yeah, people be like, oh, well, it's whatever. It's not whatever because that person is probably never coming back to your gym. And then everybody's going to be like, hey, where'd that person die at in here? I don't want to be over there or whatever, or if people steal shit. It's not worth. I don't think the 24-hour gym is worth it. I think a staffed gym is always going to be better. I think 24-hour gyms are fucking stupid. I think any gym they always have problems.
What about 24-hour staffed gym?
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. This kid that I worked at 24 Hour Fitness, he worked the night shift. And this was back before they had flat screens and shit like that. He'd carry in this little little TV and just fucking play FIFA soccer all night. But that's also way different. You know what I mean? He still would go make the rounds. He might not have done a whole lot, but he would go fucking cruise the gym, check the locker rooms, come back up.
If somebody died on the treadmill, he'd probably notice.
Yeah, scrape them up,
Yeah.
I just don't think that, I don't know. When I have people call here all the time, like, what are your staffed hours? I'm like, always. And they're like, oh, okay, great. I just don't. There's always problems. People sneaking people in. It's not worth it.
No.
I just don't think it's worth it. And I think there's too much. The risk to reward is not great. Now it'd be great if I just had 24-hour gym and didn't have to pay fucking payroll. Yeah, who doesn't want to have to not pay payroll? But I'd rather have good employees here that
How does 24-hour work? Is there ever anyone there?
I don't think those are even around anymore, are they? Not
There's
in
one in
Omaha.
Blair.
Is there one in Blair?
Oh, are you talking anytime?
Anytime fitness.
Anytime.
Sorry, yeah, anytime.
Okay.
No, there's not. They're staffed at certain times, but after certain hours, it's just cameras.
Yep.
I mean, the only way I would ever even think about doing it would be with having like a turnstiles for people to come in.
Yeah, but all the other things still are still
You
there.
gotta have like the subway turnstiles with like the big doors and the.
Oh, I would have like the full sizers like the fucking zoo has.
Yeah.
So, and it's only one click per scan. And if you get stuck in there, you better hope you can scan that bitch again. But yeah, that's my thoughts on a 24-hour gym. But
I guess that wasn't really I guess somebody asked that question, but it wasn't much of a Q&A for everybody. It was mainly the question for you.
yeah, that's right though. But yeah, we just want to do these quick little Q&As with people. We appreciate you guys listening, and like, subscribe, follow us, download us, and we'll see you guys next time.